When I first booted up Tabletop Racing, my initial expectations seemed to dwindle as I jumped into the first couple of races. It's drastically slower than Mario Kart, and the maps are tiny. However, as the game progressed, I began to like it more and more. This is by no means a Mario Kart replacement, but it is fun, and I can really see this game appealing to younger audiences. Let's talk about the technical stuff first. The bright side is, there are no big issues here. In fact, the overall quality of the game is very nice. The models are very well made, and everything looks nice, taking advantage of a somewhat natural lighting. I say somewhat natural as the game is, of course, on a tabletop, meaning the lighting is oftentimes house or garage lighting. The game actually pulls this look and feel off very well. Sure, you can play in traditional third-person chase cam, which I do recommend if you wish to stay in the lead, but if you want to have a sort of immersive feel like you're actually playing with toy cars, there is an option to change the camera angle into a somewhat bird's-eye view. It was pretty neat seeing my car go in and out of obstacles, cruising along on the tabletop. The only real technical issue I ran into is the lack of customizable controls, which isn't a huge issue since the mechanics are so simple, but it did bug me as I play a lot of racers and I prefer to use shoulder buttons over XA primary buttons. The other issues is that the cars control pretty badly while using an analog stick in comparison to the D-pad, which is honestly spot on. As for gameplay, like I mentioned, it is slow. The cars don't really get where you want them to like you would expect. It's almost akin to playing Mario Kart on 50cc, but even slower. And although I keep comparing it to Mario Kart, that really isn't a fair comparison. This game is essentially an altogether different game. If you want a Mario Kart experience on the Vita, this isn't it. The maps are tiny, and when I say tiny, I mean it. You'll be circling maps in under 30 seconds. This isn't a bad thing though, because in the way the game plays, these small laps are actually pretty nice. The game feels as if it was made to be for portables. It's also kind of cool when you upgrade, you can very well see the difference. It's not like the AI is gauged to your speed. If you're underperforming, you may have to hit up the shop. Upgrading your car is simple and involves using tokens you unlock while playing through the campaign. You can purchase extra tokens if playing isn't an option for you, which, really, it's not that bad, it's not like a giant grind fest. But if you really must purchase coins, there's really no worries since the highest package is still less than $5. This isn't like some of the games in the iTunes or Android markets where you can drop hundreds of dollars on some penny arcade style game. After all that, there's multiplayer. The game offers both local play as well as online play. I was unable to test these modes as no one I know owns the game, and 2, when searching for players online, nothing showed up. So if you have a few mates and feel like playing a couple of races, you'll be good, but don't expect to actually ever jump in and play with random people across the globe. The AI isn't too bad, so if you're waiting around for something and feel like racing a few times, then it won't be an issue. To wrap things up, Tabletop Racing is pretty solid. It looks nice and plays well, and really gives you a feeling that you're playing with Hot Wheels or tiny RC cars. I can't say I highly recommend this game to a hardcore gamer, but I think it would do very nicely for younger players. If you have a younger sibling, niece, nephew, or kid of your own, then it could be a good game for you to pick up and let them play. With a nice amount of levels and a good variety of cars to fuel the fun, I'm giving Tabletop Racing a 4 out of 5. At a decent value and a low memory space taken, there's really not a whole lot that could go wrong with picking up this game. For more video game reviews and video game related content, check out and subscribe to the Overshield. I'm Connor Amaya, and thank you for watching my review of Tabletop Racing.